Hey everybody, Vince Ingenito here for IGN at PAX East 2015. I'm sitting here having a chat with my friend, John Baez. You are the co-founder and producer at The Behemoth.
That's right.
How you doing, John?
Yeah, I'm doing really well.
Awesome. Well, it's great to be here. Where are we? In the circle of trust, you guys call us?
Yes. We're in the middle of our booth at PAX, PAX East, and the doors opened about 10 minutes ago.
Right, so we're all very excited.
Flooded with people. It's great.
And what's right on the other side of the circle of trust?
So you can kind of see in the background here that these are all of the consoles for Game 4, which are played at 12 different stations that kind of encircle us.
And of course, in typical Behemoth fashion, you can't just come to the party like everybody else. You have to arrive in style with a special cabinet.
That's right. So I designed these cabinets last year specifically for this game, because this game plays a little bit differently than our other games, and we wanted to have true interaction with how you interface with the game. You don't get a standard controller at our booth. You get a whole kind of completely designed arcade stick.
Yeah, which I always love what you guys bring to the show every time. Always a joy to see.
Yeah.
Part of the fun experience at PAX. Yeah. So, like you mentioned, Game 4 plays a little bit differently. It's more of a strategy RPG.
Right.
Which is a complete departure from the more arcade-style games that you guys usually make. So, tell me a little bit about Game 4, how it plays, and why you guys decided to move in that direction.
Well, from the founding of the Behemoth, when we were working on Alien Hominid, and then moving to Castle Crashers, we decided it would be really tough if we got pigeonholed into a genre. So every game we do a different genre. So Alien Hominid, run and gun, Castle Crashers, 4-player adventure, type game, Battle Block Theater, kind of platformy, and every time we do a different genre, we do our own take on it. And so this genre is a turn-based kind of strategy light. It's not really, you got the hex, but it's not a hardcore strategy game where you have a rule book, 50 pages deep.
Sure, but
it's not about that.
It's not. I can tell that already from playing. But don't undersell yourself. There's definitely depth there. That I saw the different classes.
Absolutely.
And like I saw one, when you have shield that helps you block incoming ranged attacks.
Yeah.
You've got certain kinds of weapons are more effective against certain kinds of armor. So the depth is certainly seems to be there.
Absolutely.
Believe me, I like super detail. And if it was just super streamlined and boring,
no, it's not that.
I would have been checked out very quickly. And already I can see there's some depth to mine.
Yeah.
So have you guys thought about a name at all?
Well, we think about a name every day, because here we are at the second biggest show that we've kind of had the game at, and it's still Game 4, and so we struggle with that. Have you ever thought of staying with Game 4? Well, yes, we have. It presents its own set of problems, and I think part of the issue about staying with Game 4, and we don't know if we will, or if, hopefully we'll come up with the correct name in the future. But there's so many other inspirational games out there that have really great names, and like our previous games. And so it's like, would we sell ourselves, just sell out by calling it Game 4? But
I think just once you can be self-indulgent and do it. I'd love to see it.
Well, the great thing about Game 4 is that people come to our booth and they think we've only made one game. So it's like, if we call it Game 4, well, go play the other 3.
Actually, you're right. That could be the most brilliant marketing move ever, actually.
It's too easy, though. We like it hard.
Just remember,
we gotta get difficult.
Just remember who pitched it to you, John.
Yeah, okay.
Just don't forget about the little people.
I will.
So we were playing on Xbox Ones out there.
Right, that's true.
I believe,
True, yeah.
So are there any plans for a PS4 or other platforms? What's the strategy there?
So the Behemoth is traditionally hardware agnostic. So we've had games on PlayStation, we've had games on Xbox and PC, Mac, the whole deal. But because of our size, very small development team, it's really difficult to do parallel development, because then our team size gets too big.
Right.
And And so for right now, we've announced Xbox and PC, and so the future is totally wide open for anything else.
Awesome. That's really good to hear.
Yeah.
Something I love about Game 4 so far that I think has kind of been a trademark for you guys, and I didn't feel it as strongly with Battle Blocks,
right?
But I do feel very strongly now is that everything, even the menus and the UI, is just bursting with this kind of trademark personality that the Behemoth has. So how do you face the challenge of infusing kind of every element with that kind of personality, and where does that personality come? Like, what are the inspirations? Because it's not whenever you look at something that's Behemoth, it's prototypically Behemoth. It doesn't seem to come from anywhere else.
Well, thank you. What we do mostly is really designing from our heart, and so when Dan begins working out designs, whether it's for the UI or anything else, we really try to figure out what it means to us first, and then and not really take much direction from anywhere outside of the industry, because we just like to put a lot of thought into how we would like the game to play, or how we would like to interface with the game. Now, the secret as to why it feels so good is several years ago we created a kind of a sister company called the Research Centaur, which does usability studies. And so that's a little thing folded into the Behemoth. So we put our own games through that to get user feedback, because we would come to shows like this and we'd have 1,000 people playing our games and we'd get such great ideas, but that was only like once or twice a year.
Sure.
So now we do it in-house all the time, and it really helps define how everything folds together when we make the game. And then when we're not using it, we offer that service to other independent developers. So
cool, super interesting. So I'm gonna put you on the spot now.
Sure.
What's one thing about Game 4 that no one knows yet, that you, maybe about the way it plays, that no one knows yet, that you're most proud of, or that you think is super cool?
Well, because we bring it to trade shows, there's not a whole lot of secrets, because that's the point, right?
Sure.
So I think what I'm most proud of is how correct the turn-based sequencing of the gameplay feels. Like, you don't sit down at the arcade stick and start playing a game and think, oh, this should totally be a first-person shooter. You don't think that. It's like, oh my God, this is perfect. This is exactly what I would have done had I been designing the game. And I think that's what I'm most proud of, because I'm a bit strategy game guy.
and I have to say, not just because of the beautiful arcade cabinet that you guys created for it, it feels like something that actually would be just as fun to play with an arcade stick as it was with a controller, which is, again, just goes back to the feel and the design and how much character is built into it. So I'm looking forward to playing it. When do you think other people outside of PAX East will be able to get their hands on it?
Well, we're very, very fortunate that we're not pressured, because we're independent, to release a game before it's ready. And so we don't have any set release date. And I wish I could tell you it was going to be here and here and here, but everybody knows what happened to Battle Block. It took several years longer than we thought it would.
Sure.
And so everybody's like, you didn't make your release date. So we don't give years much anymore, but it's awesome. The game is so far ahead of any other game we've done in terms of how much time we've been working on it. It's definitely and how good it feels.
Yeah, it's definitely in better shape than Game 3 was the first time you guys showed that. I would say for sure. So good. You more than have the right to say soon. Yeah. So that's totally fine. At very least, do you think people can expect to see it at PAX Prime in August?
Well, they'll see it at PAX Prime, but it's not going to be released.
Right, but playable.
Oh, totally.
Awesome.
Well, it'll be playable, but you won't be able to go out and buy it. But
of course. Okay. So all you Behemoth fans, make sure you make it to Seattle for PAX Prime.
PAX Prime.
Yeah, so you can check it out. Promise you, so far from what I've played, totally worth being excited about, especially if you're a strategy RPG fan. John, thank you so much for joining me and talking with me. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
And for more on Behemoth, Game 4, and PAX East 2015, you're already in the right place. IGN.